I think it's time we talk about the meaning of HIV. I remember the first time I heard the term HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. It was 1983, and I was a medical student at the University of Zimbabwe. The disease was killing people, mostly young gay men in the United States, and no one really understood how it was transmitted. All we knew was that it was a virus that attacked the immune system and left people defenseless against certain infections. The virus caused a condition called AIDS, which stood for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. So HIV became the name of the virus and AIDS, the name of the syndrome caused by the virus. So what does HIV do to your immune system? Well, it attacks a specific part of the immune system called the CD for T cells, which is also known as the helper T cells. These cells coordinate the immune response, so when HIV attacks them, it leaves the body defenseless against certain infections. Was there any way to prevent getting HIV? Well, the short answer was no. You couldn't prevent it by being careful because it was transmitted through sexual contact and blood. And back then, there were no effective treatments. All we had were a lot of questions and a lot of fear. What about now, today? Thanks to antiretroviral therapy, people living with HIV can live long and healthy lives, and some have even gone on to have children. But there are still a lot of misconceptions about the disease. For example, you cannot get HIV from casual contact, such as hugging, shaking hands, or sharing utensils. You cannot get it from mosquito bites either. HIV is transmitted through sexual contact, sharing needles, and from mother to child during pregnancy or breastfeeding. What is the effect of HIV? Well, the effect can be devastating if left untreated. People living with HIV are at risk of developing certain infections and cancers which may be life-threatening. Fortunately, there are effective treatments available to prevent these opportunistic infections and malignancies. What is the relationship between HIV and AIDS? Well, they are related, but not the same thing. HIV is the virus that causes AIDS. In other words, you can't have AIDS without having HIV. However, not everyone infected with HIV will develop AIDS. That's because some people have what is called a low set viral load, which means the amount of virus in their blood is very low and they are able to keep the virus under control with the help of antiretroviral therapy. What is the medical advice? Well, my medical advice is if you're concerned about HIV, get tested. Early detection is key. Also, if you're living with HIV, get treatment early. There are a number of treatment options available, and they can be very effective. Lastly, educate yourself and others about HIV. Knowledge is power, and it can help prevent the spread of this deadly virus. What can we learn from this? Well, a lot has changed since the beginning of the epidemic. We've gone from having no knowledge of the disease to being able to prevent its spread through education and treatment. There is still a lot of work to be done, but we have come a long way. Thanks for listening.